Interestingly, Victor communicated with his lips, but the guy was still clueless, so the supervisor had to reluctantly hand him the medicine. Victor scared the man half to death, while the supervisor was about to blow a gasket, rudely dragging Victor aside. Do you think this is a game? Do you think I'm going to let you sit there and wait for another 5 years? Not a chance. Dream on. Impossible, 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 impossible. You're really overthinking this. Impossible, 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 impossible. Couldn't possibly imagine. Just join the military with me, fight alongside America, and then you'll understand how things are after this war is over. Subtitles. Picture people in Kokoja waiting for red kitchen towels. Uncle's third uncle saved the day with a fishbone brush. Victor didn't know. The old man's tales brought heroism to life, and something amazing happened next day. Victor noticed people's attitude did a complete 180, and every shop had his heroic posters, while the supervisor was unfazed. But the director reminded him that rules are the rules, just add a dash of empathy, and right now he had a lot to learn from Victor. In the end, the reluctant supervisor called Victor over, and Victor played his cards right with a gift, but the supervisor wasn't done yet. Subtitles. America, do you get my meaning, right? Yeah, you do know my intention. Don't make me overly excited. Victor was blissfully unaware. That night, his friends helped him get the flight info for the flight attendant. They were setting him up for a grand meet cute. When the charming flight attendant entered the hole, he had actually walked right into a brilliantly orchestrated trap. The delivery guy stopped him in his tracks, forcing him to change direction, and before long, the janitor popped up right in his way. The flight attendant changed direction again, stepping right into this beautiful trap. Finally, the baggage handler stopped him, and Millie and Victor met perfectly, letting him invite her to dinner. The janitor turned receptionist. What a unique candlelit dinner show. Baggage handler became the attentive waiter, the delivery guy turned bartender, and the entertaining janitor was the master of ceremonies. Millie was in on the whole thing but kept it cool, telling Victor that despite her youthful looks, she was already 39. Don't be fooled by age. She had been in the game since she was 18 years old, and met the guy 7 years ago, always keeping a pager on her, ready for his call. Her life had no fixed home, always on call, causing her to lose herself. Just then, her pager beeped. Millie had to cut the date short, trying to run and explain her situation, but before she could finish, her pager buzzed again. Are you absolutely sure? I'm more certain than anything. Are you all set? Leaving a cliffhanger for their upcoming meeting. Question: what did Napoleon give Josephine when he conquered Bavaria? As he left, Millie gave him a sweet kiss. Later that evening, Victor arrived at an old restroom, looking around. A daring idea began to sprout in his mind. He decided to gift Millie something, a modified delivery cart. But just then the delivery guy approached him with a big mission. This time, there was a ring involved. I have to work hard. And the delivery guy finally got the visa he wanted. The couple waited at the airport. 13 days later, Millie was halted by guards upon arrival. The supervisors were curious about Victor's jar contents. They were using Millie to get answers, but poor Millie only knew it was a can of peanuts, so she spilled the beans on Victor's real situation. Millie felt a bit off, while Victor was left alone and moody in the lounge. Instead of waiting for Millie, she was fretting about it, too. She didn't know Millie waited behind her, eager to tell Victor. She ended the relationship with that guy, but Millie had lost trust in Victor. Her thoughts were racing back to that day. She kept pondering what she truly wanted. She pondered over it again and again, while Victor had already lost her trust. But he remembered he still had a gift for her, so Victor took her to the gift site. In reality, Napoleon gifted Josephine 1,000. Unfortunately, the fountains malfunctioned at the crucial moment and didn't spray any water. Millie didn't care about the fountains, it's just nobody had ever treated her this way, and she genuinely wanted to know what kind of person Victor really was. Victor brought out the jar, realizing she was there for a promise, which held just his father's signatures. The jar contained 57 signatures. Victor's grey-haired father wrote hundreds of letters, waiting 40 years till his death. He merely desired to fulfill his father's dying wish, and that was all there was to it. They kissed, and the next morning, Victor was woken up. The delivery guy had great news. Everyone was celebrating him, and Millie walked over holding a document. Subtitles. She hurriedly told him that this was a temporary visa she had obtained at a great cost for Victor. Just as she was about to feel elated, Millie announced she had to leave. When Victor found the girl, she said the supervisor's signature was needed. He had no choice but to find her, only to find she'd been promoted. Faced with Victor's request, she simply returned his passport and told him to roll back home, but the war was long over now. His passport was valid now, allowing him to enter and exit freely. The supervisor shamefully threatened him with the jobs of his 3 friends, saying if he didn't comply, they'd lose the jobs. Victor silently decided he had to leave. His friends advised him to think things over, passing by the janitor, who looked down on him, when security stopped him, explaining their reasons. Then Victor noticed the guard rushing away.